And now, Internet Everything proudly presents Elevenorella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named Elevenorella. Elevenorella had 6 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Ella, Lola, Asha, Vada, Elsa, and Nina. All 6 of them made fun of Elevenorella and made her do all the chores. Elevenor, wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, clean out the pantry, do it all, said Ella, Lola, Asha, Vada, Elsa, and Nina, all together. One day, the king of Elevenville's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, the king of Elevenville is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Unicopling. But Elevenorella is not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. He's going to marry me, said Ella. No way, Ella, you're wrong. He's going to marry me, said Lola. Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me, said Asha. Vada said, all 3 of you are wrong. He's going to marry me, said Elsa. All 4 of you are wrong. He's going to marry me, Nina, the youngest stepsister, said. All 5 of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Elevenorella is so sad about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Unicopling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and asks her Elevenorella what's wrong by saying, There, Elevenorella, why are you crying, my dear? In which Elevenorella responds, I have lots of chores to do, but I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Unicopling. Elevenorella's fairy godmother can make her wish come true by saying, I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you. And so she waves her magic wand to clean up all the chores for Elevenorella. But she's not done yet, she said. Elevenorella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice. Luckily, Elevenorella has 11 pumpkins and 22 mice. Elevenorella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 11 pumpkins into a handsome coach, 22 mice into horses, and then Elevenor's ripped clothes into a gown and crown. Elevenorella said, I've never seen such a double wonderful gown. You get a load of my glass slippers and climbs into the coach. Her fairy godmother says, have fun, Elevenorella, my dear, but I will warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before. It gives her a clock to tell her what time it is, and so Elevenorella accepts the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, the king of Elevenville says, Good evening, all. My son, Prince Unicopling, was wondering who he should marry. Isn't that right, son? In which Prince Unicopling responds, Yes, father. Suddenly, Elevenorella arrives at the ball just in time. Ella, Lola, Asha, Vada, Elsa, and Nina say, He's walking towards me altogether, but he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Elevenorella. May I have this dance? Prince Unicopling then asks, to which Elevenorella responds, I would be delighted. Prince Unicopling and Elevenorella dance happily together. But later, as Elevenorella checks her clock, and it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Unicopling was so worried and sad that he might never see Elevenorella again. The king of Elevenville comforts him by saying, There now, son. I think we'll be able to find Leverell, my dear daughter-in-law, and so the king of Elevenville and Prince Unicorn began their journey all around the neighborhood to try to find Elevenorella and brought the glass slipper she lost with them. By the time they arrived, they knocked on the door of the house where Elevenorella, Ella, Lola, Asha, Vada, and Elsa and Nina all together live. But instead of Elevenorella, they find Ella, Lola, Asha, Vada, Elsa, and Nina. Prince Unicorn then says, "Ladies, my father, the king of Elevenville, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper?" Ella is first, but her foot is too big. Lola is next, but her foot is too small. "Nonsense! It fits!" she said. Asha, Vada, Elsa, and Nina did the same thing, but none of their feet are the right size either. Suddenly, the king of Elevenville and Prince Unicorn and noticed Elevenorel's sweet singing. She heard excitedly, overjoyed, "Prince Unicorn and your majesty, is that you guys?" The king of Unicorn says, "My dear daughter-in-law, we found you. Will you marry Prince Unicorn?" To which Elevenorella hollered more overjoyed, "Yes!" And so, Elevenorella, the king of Unicorn and Prince Unicorn lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, interest doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and introduce everything. And I've been debating on making the sequels a bit of tradition. So if you want to see maybe someday, or 1102, 11 wishes come true, something like that. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and introduce everything, and buy our merchandise at introduceeverything.com. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 44ella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a plot twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named 44ella. 44ella had 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Farah, Ophelia, Ramona, Tanya, Irina, Fiona, Olivia, Ursula, and Reina. All of them constantly made fun of 44ella and made her do all the chores. 44 wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said the ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters all together. One day, the king of Quadra Tubblingham's messenger arrives and says, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Quadra Tubblingham, his royal, kind, wise, bold majesty is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quadra Tubbling. Can I come?" asked 44ella. But she's not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. "He's going to marry me," said Farah, the oldest stepsister, but her younger sisters disagree. They even tear 44ella's best party dress. Later, 44ella is so sad, distraught, and upset about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Quadra Tubbling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comes with 44ella. There, now my dear 44ella," she said, "I'll fix everything for you. No one will know it's you." She then waves her magic wand. Because of that, 44ella's chores are done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, "44ella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice." Luckily, 44ella has 44 pumpkins and 88 mice. 44rella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 44 onions into a handsome coach, the 88 mice into horses, and fixes 44rella's now torn dress and makes it bigger and better. 44rella said, I've never seen such a quadra-tastic gown! And get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? 44rella then inclined into the coach. 44rella's fairy godmother said, well, 44rella, my dear, you can't. But have fun. But I will warn you, return home before midnight, where the spell will be broken and everything will change back to normal. And give her a clock to tell her what time it is. And so, 44rella accepts the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, the king at Quadra says, good evening, everyone. Prince Quadra was wondering who he should marry. Isn't that right, son? To which Prince Quadra responds, yes, father. Suddenly, 44rella arrived at the ball just in time. He's walking towards me, said Farah, Olivia, Ophelia, Ramona, Tanya, Irina, Fiona, Olivia, Ursula, and Reina all together. But Prince Quadra is not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 44rella. May I have this dance? He then says, in which 44rella says, I was delighted. And so, 44rella and Prince Quadra dance happily together. But later, 44rella checks her clock and it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball and she was running so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. Prince Quadra was really worried that he might never see 44rella again. The king of Quadra comforted by saying, There, no, son. I think we'll be able to find 44rella, my dear daughter-in-law. And so, the king of Quadra and Prince Quadra began their journey all around Quadra to find 44rella, who captured Prince Quadra heart and brought the glass slippers she lost with them. By the time they arrived, Prince Quadra knocks on the door of the house where 44rella and her 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 44rella, they find Farah to Reina. He then says, ladies, my father, the king of Quadra and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on these glass slippers? And Farah is first, but her foot is too big. Ophelia is next, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits! She said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, the king of Quadra and Prince Quadra noticed 44rella's sweet singing. Your Majesty and Prince Quadra is that you guys? She heard excitedly. My dear daughter-in-law, 44rella, we found you! And the glass slippers fit, and 44rella, the king of Quadra and Prince Quadra lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew Stewards. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Knows Everything, and buy our merchandise at andrewknowseverything.com. Take care. Bye.